When crypto came along, like with many new technologies, rules governing it didn't exist, and the pace of innovation developed far faster than regulators could keep up with. And that's because regulators tend to err on the side of caution, wanting to understand a topic before making any rules. And Ronit Ghose of Citi Global Insights says we are seeing different attitudes towards regulation emerging around the world.
I think if people put in the time, we're going to start seeing some jurisdictions running ahead. There'll be other jurisdictions which say, nah, I don't see the upside because I want to control. And inherently, this is like, why do I need this? So there'll be other jurisdictions that are more based on sort of democratic give and take it'll have to go through the process, like electoral cycles, and it'll have to be a response to like the market, if you like.
Ghose says that players in the crypto space want to see regulatory certainty, and the UAE is ahead on the game.
You've had very clear messages top down from the rulers of the country that we're going to try to regulate this. ADGM in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, there's a virtual asset regulator that's been announced recently. They're putting in place frameworks to allow regulation. There's a pro-future or a pro-technology agenda. And these are small places. They can, maybe someone like a startup or a speedboat, they can move faster. They can pivot. Whereas larger economies, larger systems, maybe they're like oil tankers. They're powerful, but maybe they don't move or pivot so fast.
Ghose says that for businesses starting out, one of the hardest things is to get approval for a bank account, but that's relatively easy in Dubai.
There are rules, and it's much easier for a bank or any provider, a professional services firm, to deal with you if there's a regulatory framework. Where there's no rules, it's much harder for a regulated institution like a bank to say, I'm going to deal with you.
Finally, Ghose says that while the digital ecosystem is virtual, people still like to meet in person, and a whole community has been developing in the UAE recently.
There's a real influx of top-level talent, of builders, entrepreneurs, and technologists who've moved to Dubai and the UAE in the last 18 months, 12 months, and he's still having it every day. So many Web3 and crypto founders from India have moved there, but also China, Russia, Western Europe, the UK.
Ghose concludes that it's a great time for the space in the UAE. For Forkast, I'm Carolyn Wright.